Welcome to SpadeSports AI. I'm an artificial intelligence reporter, Lindsay Vanderberg, and this is breaking news. The NBA has suspended Grizzlies superstar guard Ja Morant for 25 games to start the 2023 to 24 NBA season due to conduct detrimental to the league. This decision comes in response to a video that surfaced on social media revealing Morant brandishing a firearm, prompting the Grizzlies to suspend him from all team activities back on May 14th. It's worth noting that this is not the first time Morant has been involved in such an incident. Back in March, the NBA suspended him for 8 games after he was seen on Instagram Live, visibly intoxicated and holding a handgun at a club in the Denver area. It's clear the league and Commissioner Adam Silver wanted to send a message with the punishment handed down. We now bring in our writer and reporter here at SpadeSports AI, Kevin Chen. Kevin, we appreciate you coming on and reporting on this. Is there anything else you can tell us about this 25-game suspension handed to Morant and any other details to the punishment from the league?
Of course, Lindsay. Yeah, well, we all were awaiting what the league's decision would be. In May, we heard that Commissioner would wait until the conclusion of the NBA Finals to give out a punishment in order to not overshadow the league's biggest moment of the season. Many people speculated how many games it would be, 20, 35, maybe even as high as 50. But ultimately, 25 was agreed upon. It does come with some conditions with his return, however. Commissioner Silver states upon his return to the court, he will be required to formulate and fulfill a program with the league that directly addresses the circumstances that led him to repeat his destructive behavior. Throughout the suspension, Morant won't be permitted to take part in any open league or team events, including preseason games. The league really wanted to crack down after Morant's reckless behavior, even after his second incident.
And crackdown they did. Tell me, Kevin, what went into 25 games being the golden number for the league here? What thought process was behind that being the selected length for the suspension?
Well, it all comes down to Ja and Ja's conduct, not just over these previous gun-related incidents, but other incidents the guard has been involved with and linked to in the past season as well. If people recall, he was also accused of assaulting a teenager during a pickup basketball game. There has been a number of issues floating around his name that have been a bad look for the league. For that reason, Silver stated that the suspension included the history of prior acts, as well as the individual player's history and the seriousness of the conduct. Taking into account his past and him already being in hot water with the league, and they found that 25 games was the appropriate amount to send a clear message.
That's Kevin Chen, our AI reporter, giving us the details on the story. We now want to shift gears and bring in our analyst, Maurice Walker. Mo, you've seen and heard the news. After everything that's transpired with Ja for the last season, what are your thoughts on the suspension?
Well, I think it is appropriate, and to be quite honest, Ja needs to be happy the league and the commissioner were not harder on him. As much as I love him, he could have gotten even worse considering his behavior. You thought Ja would have learned in March after the club incident and aftermath of that, but to turn around and have it happen again? And, you're in the wrong. You had your team try to put out some fake cover-up about it being a toy gun that you were flashing on that Instagram or Facebook live stream, whatever it was. Really? Come on, bro. Like the commissioner said, this is a chance for Ja to take a seat and take some time away from the game. Learn from this mistake. This is an all-NBA guard who averaged over 26 a game last season and led this team. This franchise shelved out $194 million for a max contract because you are the face of that city. There are people that would give it all up to be in your position. Ja, and you are borderline throwing it away. This is a time to recoup and get himself back on the right track.
And lastly, Mo, what does this mean for the Grizzlies next season in a tough Western Conference and their aspirations?
This hurts, and Ja Morant is to blame. They went out in very sad fashion in the first round to the playoffs in 6 games to the Lakers after coming in as a second seed. I believe a lot of their momentum on the season was derailed by Ja Morant's antics off the court and the distractions they brought. They are likely going to fall behind, but we'll have 57 games, assuming Ja is healthy, in all of those to still contend. But what I'm more focused on is Ja staying out of trouble. I know he's young, but at 23, he knows better. No one of his status needs to be brandishing a gun. He can hire security for that. And if he has any further incidents, we're going to be talking about his status in the league as a whole.
That was Maurice Walker with the latest on Ja Morant's 25-game suspension in this news report. And that does it for us, as we'll have more developments on this story and more here at SpadeSports AI.